as we reach the regional quarterfinal round of the OHSAA football playoffs tonight. We are at Dublin Coffman High School for a matchup of two Ohio Capital Conference Central Division rivals as Dublin Coffman gets set to take on the Patriots of Olentangy Liberty. So good to have you with us here on this Friday evening for this regional quarterfinal round matchup in Division 1. Region number 2, the 14-seed Olentangy Liberty, coming off of a thrilling win last week when they went up to Findlay and rallied late and beat the 3-seed Findlay 36-35. Meantime, Dublin Coffman, using its stout defense last week, held off Kettering Fairmont in their playoff opener by the final of 14-7. I'm Marty Bannister. Great to have you with us here this evening. Roger Eaton is bringing you all the pictures of this one tonight. And it should be a good one. As mentioned, these two teams saw each other back in the regular season. It was the OCC Central Division opener for the two teams, and Coffman won it on September the 22nd by the final of 24-14. But both teams a little different right now going into this when Coffman will be without some key performers tonight. The nose guard, Demetrius John, is not expected to play. They are also expected to be without corner Sam Maloney, who also gives them some depth on the wide receiver side of things. Luke Sopko may not go tonight as well, too. And what could be a big loss for them on offense, Chris Manu, one of their standout offensive linemen, may or may not go in this one this evening as well. So Garen Stokes' football team will have to do some plugging of holes, so to speak. Meantime, Olentangy Liberty comes in about as healthy as they have been all season long as they bring their mark of 4-7 into this one tonight, led by junior quarterback Andrew Leonard, who last week at Findlay threw for 287 yards, 3 touchdowns, and was not picked off. He was 20 of 29 and also rushed for 44 yards. They have a pretty good 1-2 combo on offense. I mentioned Andrew Leonard and also Jake Struck, the junior running back, who has been hurt at times this year, has ended up rushing for 415 yards, but has also caught 32 passes coming out of the backfield. So this will be an entertaining matchup. Again, the first matchup between these two, won by Coffman right here, 24-14. Liberty got on the board first that night in the first quarter, but Coffman able to rally and win it again by the final 24-14. Again, this game is in Region 2 of the OHSAA football playoffs as these two meet here this evening. The winner of this game will see the winner of the game between Olentangy Berlin and Perrysburg. That game being played at Berlin tonight. Berlin's 10-1, and Perrysburg from the Toledo area comes in at 8-3. Olentangy Liberty will get the football to start the game. Back deep, Alex Rucker is the middleman. Also back deep is Evan Nelson. And to the far side of the field, they have flanked wide Ben Godwin. Coffman wearing the home green jersey tops with white pants. Olentangy Liberty in the road whites with gray pants under the guidance of head coach John Sansbury, who earlier this week became a father for the second time. He and his wife Shelley, proud parents of a baby boy Knox, born on Tuesday. Garen Stokes is the head coach at Dublin Coffman. And Garen Stokes has had a lot of success in his coaching career. He's in his third year here at Coffman. Won a couple of state championships while coaching at Minster. Matt Schramm approaches the football, and we're underway. A high end-over-end kick that will sail into and out of the end zone. And the Olentangy Liberty offense will come onto the field to get things started tonight here at Coffman. Temperature dropping as the evening goes along. And it is expected to drop into the 40s here this evening by evening's end. The Coffman defense has been playing very well of late. Their last two games, they have allowed a grand total of 14 points against one of the high-powered offenses in the area, Hilliard Bradley, and then last week a 14-7 win over Fairmont. The Liberty offense comes out on the field led by the junior quarterback Andrew Leonard. 5'11", 180-pounder, has thrown for 2,244 yards this season, 14 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. Liberty with the football moving from left to right. They have Jake Struck in the backfield off the right side of the quarterback Leonard. And in the slot is Ryan Shapker. And they'll hand it off, and it's Struck trying to get to the outside far side line of scrimmage, the 20-yard line. And Struck on the night's first play, battling out towards the first down marker, far side, will be brought down shy. Coffman defense, Brandon Jenkins, 6'3", 183-pound senior, one of the first Shamrocks over there. Looking at the middle of that defensive front for Coffman, Mason Perrell, 6'4", 215-pounder, is plugging the middle. Again, no Demetrius John tonight, among the first on the field in that 34 look defensively. 2nd down and 2 after the 8-yard gain by Struck. Initial possession of the night, Liberty with the football. It's Struck again, dancing, moving ahead, and looks like he has enough for the first down. He just got across the 30-yard line and picks up enough for a first down out to the 31. Struck on the season, 415 yards rushing.
Number 30, Brandon Jenkins, and number 90, Frankie Wilkins on the stop for your Rocks. That play did result in a Patriot first down.
And Olentangy Liberty will keep this opening drive alive here tonight at Coffman High School. Regional quarterfinals of the OHSAA football playoffs. All games on Friday nights this year. Set that Coffman defense for you a moment out of the shotgun. Little side toss over to Struck. Now reverses field with Leonard leading the way as he gets to the edge, far side, 40, 45, midfield stripe. He's into Coffman territory, still on to go across the 40, and is finally brought down after a big gain across the 35-yard line to the 33 of Coffman. Picks up 33 yards on the scamper there, and that was a well-designed play as Leonard tossed it to Struck, who then started to the right side, saw everything congested, then reversed his field, and Leonard led the way. And it's a first down for Olentangy Liberty as they quickly move into Coffman territory at the 33. Frankie Wilkins, Armando Campo across the front for Coffman, along with Mason Perrell. Carson Cox, Charlie Mitchell, Brandon Jenkins, Preston Phillips, the linebackers. Leonard to throw for the first time tonight to the near side, and the ball is over the head of the intended receiver near side, Struck, and out of bounds.
Jake Struck.
So that'll bring up a 2nd down and 10 call.
It's going to bring up 2nd down.
Olentangy's offense this year, 188 yards per game. They're not a real explosive team. The 36 they put on the board last week was a season high. They run for 64 a game and pass for 124 a game. Second down and 10 call upcoming. We're just underway, a couple of minutes in here at Coffman. Shapker, almost in a slot, will hand it off. This is Struck to the far side of the field. It is gang tackled right about the 30-yard line. Carson Cox, 6'1", 220-pound senior linebacker, one of the first Shamrocks to get there.
He was tackled by number 91, Armando Campa.
The defense for Coffman this year has held 3 opponents under 10 points. The most they've allowed this season was 35 in a game against Olentangy Orange, but as I mentioned earlier, what they've been doing of late has been pretty impressive. Gave up just 21 in a loss to Upper Arlington, and then back-to-back games allowing just a touchdown to Bradley and Liberty. 3rd down and 6 upcoming for Olentangy Liberty. Junior quarterback Andrew Leonard. 2 wides to the near side, and he'll go back to throw. Right-hander fakes, looks, protection breaks down, and Leonard goes down. Big rush that time, racing in to make the hit was Charlie Mitchell, 6'3", 215-pound senior linebacker. Got to the quarterback and dropped him back at the 37-yard line, a loss of 4.
It's going to bring up 4th.
So that'll bring up 4th down for Olentangy Liberty. And we'll see what the mindset is of John Sansbury here. He likes to try to play a little field position. Gino Sakach will come on to punt the football away. He's averaging 40 yards a kick.
Number 17, Gino Sakach.
Sakach a dozen kicks this year. Amari Valerio Hudson stands back at his 8-yard line, and he's a dangerous return man. Low snap that Sakach fields on the run and gets off a high end over end kick that Valerio Hudson will start to get out of the way of, then field and go right down to the field at the 1-yard line. And that's where the Coffman offense will start this possession. Well, Valerio Hudson was in really no man's land right there with that punt that took that bounce. He initially was going to get out of the way and then decided to field it and went right down. And at the 1-yard line is where the Coffman offense will come onto the field, led by the quarterback, Quinn Hart, 6'1" senior. David White is the junior running back who has rushed for 692 yards this season. Hart is the leading rusher at 890 yards and 11 touchdowns this year. Offense will line up with their feet in the end zone, Hart over center, and now we get a whistle. And it's against Liberty. So that'll give the Coffman offense a little breathing room.
Penalty is offside, called against Liberty.
Liberty lined up offside, so that'll move the ball out to the 6-yard line. And this will allow Hart to line up in the shotgun. He's standing just ahead of the goal line. They have 3 wides to the near side to put Valerio Hudson in motion. Hart will fake, and from the end zone looks to throw. Hit as he throws. This ball is airborne, and it falls incomplete. That was dangerous. Racing in quickly for the Liberty defense was Luke Mulder, sophomore free safety. Their defense, Landon Hunter, Charles Donahue, the tackles. The nose guard is Brody Chapman, the linebackers, and this is a good group for John Sansbury's team. Caleb Shoemate, Cameron Cole, Austin Stamp has 104 tackles, their leader in that category. Carter Kuhn has 51 tackles this season. Bliss Archibald, Antonio Kish, Luke Mulder, Drew Vamos are the defensive backs. 2nd down and 5 upcoming after the incomplete pass. Again, now the shotgun is Hart. Takes the snap, comes near side. Valerio Hudson makes the catch, tries to get to the edge at the 10, and is able to scamper ahead to the 12-yard line, and it is good enough for a Coffman first down, the first of the night. Coffman offense, 287 yards a game, 158 on the ground, 129 through the air. On 3rd downs this year, they've been pretty effective, 36%.
First and 10 Rocks.
Karen Stokes saying earlier this season when we had one of their games that Quinn Hart has really taken charge of that quarterback position for his offense. Hart fakes the handoff, keeps the football, is met as he starts into the hole and shoved backwards. A number of white shirts were there, led by Austin Stamp, the linebacker. And that will be a gain of a couple to the 14-yard line.
To bring up 2nd down.
Garen Stokes saying that Quinn Hart, super competitive, runs our offense the way we need it to be run, and had high praise for him, spending a lot of time in the offseason with the wideouts, working on their communication, their rhythm. Bring up a 2nd down and 8. 3 minutes, or 7:04 to go here in this first quarter. We are 5 minutes in here at Coffman. Hart again out of the shotgun. Will throw to the far side of the field and trying to find running room far side to get it across the 20 to the 25-yard line. And running ahead is Cameron Hairston. 10th catch of the season for Hairston. As from the 14-yard line, caught that flare pass and turned up the far side, gets to the 25, gain of 11, and that's a first down again for Dublin Coffman. Garen Stokes, 18 and 15 in his coaching career at Dublin Coffman. Overall, 90 wins in 8 years, including a couple of state championships when he was at Minster. First down and 10, the ball out to the 25-yard line after the gain of 11. Hart will fake the give and again go far side. And again, this is Hairston with the catch and trying to wiggle out of a tackle attempt far side, can't do so. Short gain, gets out to the 27-yard line. Drew Vamos over there for Liberty to make the stop.
Number 10, Bliss Archibald. It's going to bring up
Coffman 8 and 3 this season. The 6th seed in this Division I Region 2. Olentangy Liberty 4 and 7, the 14th seed in this region. But this is something Liberty just tends to do seemingly every year. Make these late season playoff runs and go deep into the postseason. 2nd down and 8 upcoming. After the 2-yard gain, Hart will hand off inside. This is David White, the running back. And from the line of scrimmage at 25, White gets out to the 29 and pick up a 4. If you remember last year, Olentangy Liberty got all the way to the regional semifinals before being beaten by the eventual state runner-up Springfield. But they were 5 and 5 going into the playoffs. I was down talking to some of the Liberty coaches prior to the game, and we were laughing about that, and they said, this is just what we do at Liberty this time of the year. We just start to make deep runs into the playoffs. You can almost throw the records out the window. Hard out of the shotgun, dances back to throw, has some time, delivers on a crossing route, and not much room after making the catch. Eli Losi, the 6'3 senior.
Completed at number 5, Eli Losi.
And just a yard gain out to the 30. So that'll bring up 4th down.
Austin Stamp.
And the teams exchange punts, or exchange
Dropping back into punt formation for your
possessions as A.Z. Thompson will come on to kick the football away, averaging 39 yards a kick. This will be his 38th boot of the season. And standing back deep for Liberty is Toby Gage. Scoreless football here. We're a little over halfway through quarter number 1. Thompson, number high snap, gets off the kick. Very high kick. That will bounce at the 27-yard line, roll inside the 25, and wobble to a halt at the 21-yard line. And that's where the offense of Liberty will come onto the field after a 49-yard kick with no return. Timeout on the field, 5:09 to go in this first quarter. Scoreless football, Liberty and Coffman. More in a moment on Spectrum News 1. Liberty's offense back onto the field, first down and 10 from their own 20 with 5:09 to go in this first quarter. They'll put 3 wides to the far side. Andrew Leonard will go back to throw and look to that far side and flares it that way. Pass is caught, and moving upfield to the 25-yard line after a short gain was Evan Nelson. Nelson with his 37th catch of the season. First game between these two, Nelson caught 5 balls for 40 yards. He gets out to the 31. That's right, to the 26-yard line, pick up of a half dozen. So to bring up a second down call, 2nd and 4. Struck off to the left of the quarterback, Leonard. And again, 3 wides to the near side. Struck now adjusts from the left to the right side of the quarterback, Leonard. Handoff goes to Struck, working back to the left side and pushes out towards the first down marker, but won't get there. Leonard comes in trying to give him a little extra shove.
Number 33.
And Struck,
the Patriot ball carrier,
is brought down a yard shy of the first down at the 29. Struck missed some time earlier this season with an injury. Did not play in one of their division games against Hilliard Bradley. And that took a big piece of John Sansbury's offense out of the mix. That game that Bradley won 20-13. 3rd down and 1. Leonard bobbles the snap. In fact, that's Struck in the backfield, taking the direct snap and bobbles it. And by the time he recovers the football and tries to turn back upfield, a lot of green shirts are right there to knock him down.
Struck the ball carrier.
When he bobbled the snap, that kind of blew that play up entirely. Frankie Wilkins, 6'3" junior, one of the first Shamrocks there on the stop. Play loses back to the 26-yard line. So that'll bring up a 4th down for Olentangy Liberty. So once again, they will have to punt the football away. And again, back deep is Gino Sakach. Valerio Hudson standing back at his 40-yard line. Waist-high snap. Sakach adjusts as he runs to the near side. Very high kick that will bounce and roll inside the 35, inside the 30, and to a halt at the 29-yard line. So Sakach with that running punt, a 45-yard kick, and again with no return. 2:52 to go, first quarter, and we have seen nothing but punts to this juncture of the game between the two teams. That was our 3rd one of the quarter. And the Coffman offense will come back onto the field for the 2nd time here in quarter number 1. That has 2:52 to go in this first period. And Coffman with the ball at their own 29-yard line. Out of the shotgun, high snap that Hart pulls down. He'll throw, drops it over the middle, has a receiver wide open. Coming to the 45-yard line and brought down shy of the midfield stripe was the speedy Valerio Hudson. It's a first down for Dublin Coffman. Just that little shallow cross, and Hart hit him right on the numbers. And he runs out to the 49 for a pickup of 20 and a first down. Luke Mulder came in to make the stop for Olentangy Liberty. Well-designed play right there.
First down Rocks from their 48-yard line.
Valerio Hudson came into the game with 64 catches on the season for 502 yards, but just 3 touchdowns. Had a half dozen catches last week against Fairmont. First down and 10 for Coffman at their own 49. Handoff to David White, and just gets into Liberty territory before he is brought down. He was grabbed around the waist and slowed down. Making the tackle was Bliss Archibald, one of the 5 linebackers, 5'9", 185-pound senior. Carries to the Liberty 48-yard line. Pickup of 3 on the carry for David White. Garen Stokes said earlier that he doesn't feel White's played his best football yet. Felt that we've reached that time of the season where they need him to play his best football. 6'1", 225-pound junior. The 2 wides to the far side with a slot. Hart will throw that way. It's Valerio Hudson making the catch. And there he goes, 45-40. Has the first down and is brought down at the Liberty 40-yard line. You can see the speed that Valerio Hudson has and why they like to get him in space like that. Carries out to the 40. It's a gain of 8 and another Coffman first down with 80 seconds to go here in quarter number 1. Hudson against Fairmont last week, a half dozen catches for 51 yards. Dublin Coffman High School, northwest side of Columbus, one of 3 schools in the Dublin City Schools, along with Jerome and Scioto. White off to the left of the quarterback, Hart, who will fake and throw near side. Valerio Hudson to catch. Chest high to the near side 40-yard line. And knocked out of bounds after a short gain as he got to the... In fact, he just managed to stay in bounds. Short gain of 4 out to the 36-yard line. Antonio Kish, sophomore corner, coming up to make the stop. That's one thing. You look at this Liberty team. Caleb Shoemate is a senior. Drew Vamos is a senior on the defensive side of the ball, and Bliss Archibald. Other than that, it's all underclassmen. And on offense, Leonard's a junior, Struck's a junior, Shapker's a junior, so their skill people are all underclassmen, so they certainly will have a lot of things to look forward to in 2024, but trying to stay alive in 2023. Handoff goes to White and gets across the 35 before he is bent backwards.
White, your Rocks ball carrier.
Needed to get to the 30 for the first down, and a shy gain of a couple to the 34. That may well, and it will be, the last play of a scoreless first quarter. We're through 12 minutes of play. Olentangy, Liberty, Dublin, Coffman, scoreless. We head to quarter number 2. The OHSAA football playoffs continue on Spectrum News 1. We go to the second quarter. Teams switch ends. Dublin Coffman with the football. Scoreless here as we play in quarter number 2 of this Region 2 quarterfinal. I'm Marty Bannister. Roger Eaton showing you all the pictures of this one. Valerio Hudson trying to make a one-handed catch over the middle. And the pass falls incomplete. And that will bring up a 4th down. Sharing a broadcast location tonight with Frank Dorena from the Columbus Dispatch and all the great work that those folks do covering high school football. And Frank telling us during the break that apparently word is coming out that Michigan has fired that assistant coach, Connor Stallions, who has been the center of that sign-stealing controversy in Ann Arbor. But they've done nothing wrong. Remember, that's why he's been let go. They've done nothing wrong. It'll bring up a 4th down now for Coffman, and they'll play on 4th down and 4 from the Liberty 34-yard line. Hart back to throw, has time in the pocket, delivers on a line, it has a receiver, and it's good enough for a first down. It's carried across the 20 to the 15-yard line. That was Hairston with the catch and the first down. Play carries inside the 20 to the 16-yard line, a pickup of 18 and a first down. Good throw by Hart there, hit Hairston right in stride. And a first down for Coffman. Shamrocks all-time in the playoffs. This is their 23rd appearance. Of course, Mark Crabtree had this program year in and year out, competing for regional titles. Hart back to throw, comes near side. Valerio Hudson makes the catch, looking for the edge, sees nothing, now accelerates across the 15-yard line, and as he stumbles backwards, is dropped at the 13-yard line. Picked up 3. That'll bring up a 2nd down call. Coffman all-time 25 and 22 in the playoffs. State semifinal appearances in 2001 and 2007. This is the 15th straight year that Dublin Coffman has played in the postseason. For Olentangy Liberty,
2nd down, 6 yards to go.
School founded in 2004. This is their 9th straight appearance in the playoffs. 16 overall. They're 20 and 15 in the postseason. State semis 2018, 17, and 16. 2nd down and 6. The ball at the 13-yard line. Hart back to throw, looks into the end zone, and has a receiver touchdown. Dublin Coffman gets on the board first as Hart looked over the middle and found Eli Losi open in the end zone for the 13-yard scoring pass. And the first points of the night belong to the home team. Dublin Coffman on top by the score of 6-0.
Your holder, number 12, Clint Hart. Long snapper, number 54, Josh Ballet.
Nice little dump over the middle, and Losi just drifted into that flat and made the catch. And Coffman with the night's first points. 13-yard scoring toss. On to try the extra point, Matt Schramm. Snap is good, hold is good, the kick by Schramm is up, and the kick is good. Timeout on the field, 10:32 to go, first half. Dublin Coffman on top of Olentangy Liberty, 7-0. This is high school football playoff action on Spectrum News 1. 10.5 to go, second quarter. And Dublin Coffman with the lead, 7-0 on the Hart to Losi, 13-yard touchdown pass. 8 plays, 71 yards. Drive that started at the 2:52 mark of quarter number 1. And again, capped off by the scoring strike. Alex Rucker is the deep back standing on the hash marks far side, waiting the kick of Schramm. And this will be Rucker over to field the kick, and this is returnable at the 1. He's out to the 10, to the 15, to the 20, 25. And a good return by Rucker.
Number 6, Alex Rucker.
As he gets out to the 28-yard line. And that's where the Liberty offense will start.
Tackled by number 42, Charlie Mitchell.
With 10:27 to go here in quarter number 2 here at Coffman High School. Other games in this region tonight, Miamisburg at the top seed Olentangy. The 12-seed Springfield playing at the 4-seed Centerville. That's a Greater Western Ohio Conference regular season rematch. The 10-seed Perrysburg at Olentangy Berlin. The 14-seed here, Liberty and Coffman. Out across the 30 on first down on the carry was Jake Struck. And Struck out to the 31-yard line, gain of a couple. Armando Campo on the stop for
second down, 8 yards to go.
The Coffman defense. You look at what Liberty has done this season, and again coming into this game with just 4 wins, but the first 4 teams they played this year, all currently still alive, and they all own a combined record of 37-7. In fact, the Liberty schedule, only 3 teams they have played this year are under 500. Second down and 8. Back to throw is Leonard. All kinds of time in a clean pocket. Looks, goes far side, and has Struck in front of his bench at the 36. And he spins out to the 38-yard line.
Leonard's pass completed to number 33.
It is just shy of a first down. Liberty opened with Pickering and Central, who's playing Upper Arlington in our prime game tonight on Spectrum News 1. That game is scoreless in the first quarter. They lost to Cleveland Glenville 34-10. Undefeated Gahanna Lincoln beat them 46-28, but they had Gahanna down going to the fourth quarter in that game. They led 28-19, did Liberty. And then they lost in overtime to Olentangy Berlin, 24-17. Third down and 1 for Liberty. Struck with the football, has the first down and a couple of extra yards before Carson Cox stands him up at the 30, across the 40-yard line to the 43. 5-yard gain, good enough for a first down. So it has been a very challenging schedule. That was one of the things John Sansbury talked about when I visited with him earlier in the week. Their schedule has more than prepared them for what they have seen this year. Their win over Findlay last week. Findlay was 8-2 going into that playoff game. First down and 10 for Liberty as they move from right to left with the football. Liberty, one of 4 schools in the Olentangy district. High snap that Leonard pulls down, starts to the right side and finds a gap and accelerates through it into Coffman territory across the 45. And he's got another first down for Liberty as he rumbles to the Coffman 42. Pick up a 15 and a first down for Andrew Leonard.
First down, Patriots.
Leonard on the season,
From the Rocks 42
204 yards rushing, and that's a first down for Liberty. When you look at the Liberty, or the Olentangy district rather, they have 4 high schools, but the running talk is that there is room for about 3 more, and that seems to be the game plan there. It's the 4th largest school district in the state of Ohio right now, Olentangy, behind Cincinnati, Columbus, and Cleveland. First down and 10 at the 42. Leonard hands the football off. Coming to the near side, looking for running room is Struck. Now starts back into the middle and has to fight
the Patriot ball carrier
for the 2 yards he got. That was a hard-earned 2 yards by Struck right there.
90, Frankie Wilkins, and number 8, Carson Cox.
Carson Cox again, helped out by Frankie Wilkins.
Second down, ball spotted on the 40-yard line.
And on the stop for the Coffman defense. Coffman this year opened with a couple of wins. They beat St. John's Jesuit 24-0. Beat that Centerville team, which is playing Springfield tonight, 22-14. Had a tough game here with Kent McKinley, lost at 24-14 and ripped off 3 in a row. Back to throw, Leonard has some time, fires far side, and a leaping grab, almost a leaping grab far side. That was Toby Gage, who was open on that far sideline and just could not haul that pass in. The throw was high. He had gotten behind the defensive back.
It's going to bring up third down.
That'll bring up third down for Olentangy Liberty. Coffman, after that 3-game winning streak, lost to Olentangy Orange 35-14. Bounced back with a 1-point win over Hilliard-Davidson. Lost a rivalry game to Upper Arlington right here, 21-3. And then again, those back-to-back 14-7 wins over Bradley and Kettering Fairmont. Third down and 8. Back to throw is Leonard from the 40. Out of the pocket, he'll run. Now will look, sets, looks, and delivers long down the middle of the field. Now for a receiver who's open, who just couldn't hold on to the pass in the end zone. That was Christian Moulton, who was open in the end zone, and Leonard led him just a little too much. Moulton laid out for that, just couldn't haul it in.
It's going to bring up fourth down.
That'll bring up fourth down. That was a good throw. Moulton just couldn't run under it. So at the 6:56 mark, John Sansbury is going to send his offense off the field and bring on the punt team. And Gino Sakach will come on to punt the football away.
Dropping into punt formation for the Patriots, number 17.
Valerio Hudson stands back at his 9-yard line to await the kick of Gino Sakach. Running punt. Valerio Hudson fields it waist high at the 5. Starts upfield at the 10 and is grabbed from behind and dropped as he tried to get a little running speed going there, but was brought down as he tried to get out of the grasp of Elliott Rankin, a junior outside linebacker.
He was tackled by number 36, Elliott Rankin.
So the Coffman offense will come back onto the field. 6:50 to go here in quarter number 2, leading by the score of 7-0. The only score of the game, a 13-yard touchdown pass from Quinn Hart to Eli Losi for Coffman. They have the ball at their own 14-yard line. Hart with David White to his left. Takes the snap, gives the ball to White at the numbers, and he moves out across the 20-yard line. And a good gain on first down. That's what you want to do offensively. Set yourself up with second down in short yardage situations. And gain out to the 23-yard line, so it's a yard shy of a first down.
Brings up second down.
Second down and 1 for this Coffman offense. And the senior quarterback, Hart. A couple of hand claps, takes the snap, and will keep the football himself. And
Quinn Hart, your Rocks ball carrier,
gets the first down as he stumbled down after starting up the hash marks. Gets out to the 27-yard line, gain 4, but good enough for a first down.
First down, Rocks.
You look back at the opening round of the playoffs, and of course there's so much discussion about going to 16 teams per region. All 16 number 1 seeds won last week. The number 2 seeds went 25-3. The 3 seeds went 25-3. First down and 10. Hart back to throw, goes far side. Valerio Hudson makes the shoulder catch at the 30-yard line and is spun down in front of the Liberty bench, far side. Caleb Shoemate, senior outside linebacker, in on the stop.
Number 37, Luke Mulder.
Play carry to the 32-yard line, a gain of 5.
On the stop for the Patriots.
The most competitive games, as you might well imagine, were the 8 versus 9 seed games. The 8 seeds last week went 10-18. 18 number 9 seeds advanced last week. And Olentangy Liberty, one of the 3 number 14 seeds to advance. Second down and 5, the ball out to the 32-yard line of Coffman. Hart gives the ball to David White. Tried to step inside, and he was tripped up from behind. Good job. Hustling in was Charles Donahue, junior tackle. Got him by the ankles and dropped him at the 34-yard line. Pick up of a couple. Now to bring up a third down call.
Third down.
Looks like Upper Arlington has got on the board in their game with Pickering and Central. Long touchdown pass by Kyle Cox has the Golden Bears on top. Third down and 3. Hart hands off, and White the first down out to the 39-yard line. A gain of 5 for David White as we go to the 4-minute mark here in half number 1. The one region where everything was kind of out of sorts, you have to go all the way down to Division 7, Region 28, where the 13, 10, 14, and 11 seeds all won last week. The 8th seed also won, Cedarville. They have got their hands full tonight with Maria Stein Marion Local, number 1 team in the state in Division 7. That's the team that everybody just assumes is going to win the state championship in D7. Here's David White on first down and 10.
David White, your Rocks ball
getting
carrier.
out across the 40 to the 42. It was interesting to talk to Garen Stokes about that because he has coached in the Midwest Athletic Conference when he was at Minster. And I asked him about that earlier this year when we were talking about the difference from that division to this division and that league to this league. And he said, really about the only difference is the fact that the players are better. And I mean, that may sound simple in an obvious statement, but he said that's about the biggest difference. And football's football. Second down and 8. Hart keeps the football across the 45 for Coffman. Out to the 47. Gain 5. It'll bring up a third down and short.
Bliss Archibald on the stop for the Patriots. It's going to bring up third down.
Region 3 is the one that is completely full of OCC teams. The 9 seed Grove City's playing at number 1 Gahanna Lincoln tonight. Our prime game in Central Ohio here on Spectrum, that Upper Arlington Pickering and Central game. The 7 seed Westerville North, I saw them last week in their thrilling win over Lancaster on a last play of the game field goal. Hart with the football for Coffman on 3rd and 2. Out near the midfield stripe and got the first down to keep the drive alive. 2 minutes to go in the half. A 7-0 lead for Dublin Coffman. Westerville North at Hilliard Bradley tonight, the number 2 seed. And the 6 seed Hilliard Darby is playing at the 3 seed Pickerington North. A lot of people thought mid-season that Pickerington North team was a serious contender to win the state championship. The only loss was that final game where they were beaten by Gahanna Lincoln. Nate Hilliard has a pretty good football team at Pickerington North. This is Hart with the football, fakes the pass, and runs into Liberty territory.
Hart, the Rocks ball carrier.
To the 47-yard line, 46-yard line, a gain of 4.
Brought down by number 75, Jacob Buros.
This drive has eaten up over 5 minutes of clock time. It started back at their own 14-yard line.
It's going to bring up second down.
This will be the 11th play of the drive, with 1:10 to go in the half. Hart fakes the handoff, goes back to throw, has some time, dumps it to the near side to David White, who makes the catch and then spins ahead for a first down before he's dropped by Bliss Archibald of Olentangy Liberty.
It was brought down by number 10, Bliss Archibald.
Carried to the 37, a gain of 9, and another first down. Under a minute to go in the half. This has been a rapidly played first half. I know I just put the big announcer's jinx on it. Frank Dorena's throwing things at me down there to the left. Here's Hart back to throw. Again, has a clean pocket. Hoists this one long downfield into traffic, and the ball is tipped and incomplete.
Quinn Hart's pass intended for number 1.
Back on coverage, Luke Mulder. And had some help back there with him. Drew Famos was back there as well, too. And the incompletion will bring up a second down and 10. That's the way that works, that old announcer's jink, Franks. Every time something looks to be happening and one of us loudmouths mentions it on air, things come to a screeching halt. You print guys don't have that problem. Clock is stopped with 37 seconds left in the half. And Coffman facing a 2nd down and 10. Ball at the Liberty 37-yard line. Again, out of the shotgun formation. Hart fakes the handoff again with time, goes over the middle, and this is Hairston making the catch. He's become a favorite target. Liberty player lost his hat. Back upfield, that was Charles Donahue, so he'll have to come out of the game for a play. First down and 10. As the play carried to the 23-yard line to pick up a 14. So a timeout called by Coffman. They have 2 to use here in this half, which has 29 seconds left. Again, the game's only points coming at the 10:32 mark when Quinn Hart found Eli Losi over the middle from 13 yards out for the touchdown pass. For Hart, that was his 11th scoring strike of the season. For Losi, that was his 6th reception. Now, the other thing that's helped this game move along, there's only been 1 penalty in the game so far. Referee tonight is Chris Baker. The umpire is Todrick Davis. The linesman, Joe Goachia Sr. Line judge is Bill Kane. The center judge is Paul Melcher. The back judge is Brian Bennett.
First and 10, Rocks.
So Coffman from the timeout.
23-yard line.
Head coach Garen Stokes wearing his trademark shorts. More power to him on a night like this as the temperature continues to tumble. They'll flank Harrison wide to the far side and Valerio Hudson wide to the near side. Hart is back to throw. Has some time. Looks over the middle for Losi, who makes, or that's Harrison who makes the catch, sliding down shy of the 10-yard line at the 11.
Quinn Hart's pass.
Gain of a dozen and another first down.
Number 21, Cameron Hairston.
They race to the line of scrimmage. Hart again, back to throw, being chased, rolling sets, heaves this one to the near side, and it is out of bounds. Stopping the clock with 8 seconds left in the half.
Pass is incomplete.
So we'll see what Garen Stokes elects to do. 8 seconds left in the half. You've got time for maybe one more play here if you put it towards the end zone. And again, they still have 2 timeouts left. Ball spotted at the Liberty 11. And a lead of 7-0 for Coffman in this regional quarterfinal matchup. Winner of this game will play the winner of the Berlin-Perrysburg game. That being staged at Berlin tonight. Mark Norrie's done a great job of that Olentangy Berlin program. And a timeout called by Coffman with 8 seconds left. Region 4 of Division I features a number of schools from the Cincinnati area. Number 9 seed Mason is playing at the number 1 seed Milford. The 5 seed Cincinnati Moeller playing at the 4 seed Cincinnati St. Xavier tonight. Pair of 7 and 4 teams pairing up in that one. The 7 seed Hamilton plays at the 2 seed Cincinnati Princeton. Hamilton won a playoff game last week over Sycamore. That was the first ever win in postseason history for the Hamilton football team. And the 6 seed Cincinnati Elder playing at the 3 seed Westchester Lakota West. Second down and 10 for Coffman. The ball again's at the Liberty 11-yard line. Losi flanked wide to the far side. 2 wides to the near side. And back to throw now is Hart. Looks towards the end zone, and the pass is juggled and dropped. It was out of bounds anyway. That stops the clock with 3 seconds left, and Matt Schramm will come out for a field goal attempt.
Field goal, number 17, Matt Schramm.
Schramm on the season, 9 of 11. His long is 52 yards.
54, Josh Ballet.
This will be spotted at the 18-yard line, so a 28-yard attempt coming up here for Schramm. He'll be at the far side hash. What wind there is blowing in his face. Snap is low, the hold is down, the kick is up, and the kick is airborne, and it is good as the half comes to an end. So a 28-yard field goal by Matt Schramm takes care of the first 2 periods of play. After 2 quarters of play, Dublin Coffman has the lead as they lead Olentangy Liberty at the break by the score of 10-0. A 13-yard touchdown pass and a 28-yard field goal. Those are your first half points in a rapidly played first half of this regional quarterfinal round game. Again, at the half, it is the 6th seed Dublin Coffman 10, the 14th seed Olentangy Liberty nothing. To kick the football away for Liberty. So for one of these teams, 2 quarters of football left. And right now, Coffman holds the lead, again by the score of 10-0. First half played at a rapid pace. Took about 43 minutes to play the first half. Scanlon from the near side approaches the football. This will be Valerio Hudson backing into the end zone, and the ball will come out. And
Braden Scanion's kick sails into the end zone. 1st and 10, Rocks.
Coffman will get the football first down and 10 out at their own 20-yard line as they start the second half with the football here tonight. I'd like to thank Coffman Athletic Director Dwayne Sheldon and his entire staff. Great job. Always kind and courteous hosts. We appreciate all their hospitality. So here we go, second half underway. Coffman with the football. As you look at the game on your laptop, phone, TV screen, they're moving from left to right. Hart back to throw, delivers over the middle and overthrows his intended receiver. That was Eli Losi, who was running up the hash marks at about the 30-yard line. And the pass falls incomplete. That'll bring up a quick second down. So Hart now 14 of 20 on the night after that incompletion. Just 1 penalty flag in that first half as well, too. Game again played at a rather brisk pace in the first 2 periods. And this is a regular season rematch. Coffman won the September 22nd game by the score of 24-14. Hart, after a moment's look to the left, will keep the football and dive out to the 25-yard line.
Your Rocks ball carrier.
Gain of 5, that'll bring up a third down. Coffman on the season, 36% on third downs. Hairston flanked to the near side, couple of wides to the far side. Losi over there. Also Valerio Hudson. And David White, the running back, off to the left. Now circles back around to the right of the quarterback, Hart. Hart to throw. Looks. Rolls to the far side with the football. Delivers ahead, and the pass is caught, but it is, well, in fact, it's incomplete. Valerio Hudson, he'd been shy of the first down regardless.
Valerio Hudson, penalty flags on the play.
But there are flags down, and normally in the area where you would associate a holding call. Referee Chris Baker for the second time tonight. It is a holding call against the offense.
Called against the Rocks.
And, of course, the penalty will be declined, so that'll bring up fourth down for Coffman. And the punt team will come on. A.Z. Thompson will come on to punt the football away.
Dropping back into punt formation for your Rocks, number 88, A.C. Thompson. Back deep for the Patriots, number 2, Toby Gage.
Liberty sends Toby Gage back to his 32-yard line to field this kick of Thompson. Again, the line of scrimmage, their own 25-yard line. 10-0 Coffman. Number high snap. Not much distance to this kick. It will take a decent roll inside the 40, inside the 35, continue to roll slowly to the 29-yard line. And a 46-yard punt, no return. And that's where the
First and 10 Patriots.
Liberty offense will come on trying to get something going against this Coffman defense, which once again has been very stingy tonight. Again, playing without Demetrius John at that nose guard spot. The Illinois commit, transfer from Westerville North, unable to go tonight, but they have done a very good job slowing down this Liberty offense, which last week threw 36 points on the board up at Finley in the opening round of the playoffs. But so far, again, unofficial numbers have Liberty just 80 first half yards. Leonard with Struck to his left will hand the ball to Struck. Spins into the middle of the field and gets out across the 35-yard line.
Jake Struck, the ball carrier.
Zachary Anspaugh, 5'11" junior corner, came in to help on the stop. Play carried out to the 37-yard line. Handoff again inside. This is Struck with running room to the edge, 45-yard line into Coffman territory to the 45 of the Shamrocks, and is thrown out of bounds to the near side, a first down. First big chunk gain of the night for Jake Struck.
He was tackled by number 42.
And it's finally run out of bounds in Coffman territory at the 45-yard line. So a pickup of 18 and a first down for Olentangy Liberty. Gives Struck now 70 yards rushing on the night. They'll put three wides to the far side as they venture into Coffman territory. A high snap that Leonard pulls down. Now he's going to have to run with pressure on. He's hit and thrown down. Good pressure that time. Brandon Jenkins, 6'3" senior linebacker, 185-pounder, was racing in on Leonard, had him zeroed, and drops him back at the 48-yard line for a loss of 3. So a second down and long upcoming now, second and 13. And for an offense that has struggled tonight, this is where they really don't want to find themselves behind the chains like this. They'll flank a couple of wides to the near side. And two wides to the far side for Leonard. Back to throw, has a clean pocket, delivers over the middle. The pass is caught, then dropped by Evan Nelson. Had it in his hands at the 46, but just could not hang on to it. Took a pretty good shot as he made the catch. Preston Phillips. Free safety came up to make the stop. So just like that, Liberty has a third down and long upcoming. 3rd and 13. We're 2.5 minutes into the second half, and Coffman leads 10-0. Three wides to the near side for Liberty, and Struck off to the left of the quarterback, Leonard. We'll go straight back to throw. Here comes the rush. He delivers it over the middle. Pass is caught by Struck. Gets to the outside of the 41-yard line, but is still about 6 yards shy of the first down. Really couldn't get ahead of steam going in that far side.
He was tackled by number
Zachary Anspaugh came up to make the stop. Carried to the 41-yard line. So a gain of 7. So let's see what John Stansbury wants to do here. He's going to keep his offense on the field on 4th down and 6. They put three wides to the near side, trying to get something generated offensively in this game. Struck is to the right of the quarterback. They have Gino Sakoch flanked wide to the far side. Back to throw Leonard. Has some time in a clean pocket. Now will tuck the football. Sets, delivers ahead, and the pass is through the hands of Struck. That would have been good enough for a first down, and he could not hang on to it. It was a little behind him. He got his hands on it at about the 32-yard line and just could not hold on. And on downs, the football goes back to Dublin Coffman. I really don't blame John Stansbury there for giving that a shot. His offense needed something to get going, but the turnover on downs, and the football goes back to Coffman. The negative to this is twofold. You lose the football, and Coffman gets the ball back in relatively good field position at their own 41-yard line. They'll flank two wides to the near side. The quarterback, Quinn Hart, with David White in the backfield. He'll give the football to White. Starts to the right, then cuts back into the middle and gets across the 45-yard line out to the 46, a gain of 5.
tripped up by number 75, Jacob Neros.
So the Coffman defense continues
Brings up second down.
to play well here down the stretch. Just 7 points allowed last week, 7 points the week before against Bradley. And they have pitched the shutout so far here through 2+ quarters of this regional quarterfinal. Second down and 5 upcoming. And again, that's being down a couple of key performers. Hart gives the ball to White. Lowers his shoulder. Pounds near the midfield stripe and is brought down.
White, the Rocks ball carrier.
Yard shy of the first down out to the 50.
He was tackled by number 27, Austin Stamp.
And that's just the way that this game would go by a script that Garrett Stokes would set up. They're just pounding away with the football. Their defense is winning the game for them. And they're just eating up clock. They've had some long drives in this. Their scoring drives, one was 8 plays. The field goal drive was a 14-play drive. Hart tries to get to the first down marker, went to the left side and did not pick it up. He did not pick it up. Racing up to make the hit was Austin Stamp, one of the linebackers. And that brings Hart down a yard shy of the first down. So Garrett Stokes will like to play a little field position here. And he'll send on the punt unit. Despite it being 4th and 1, A.Z. Thompson will come on to kick the football away. And Toby Gage is back deep to field the punt for Liberty.
Toby Gage.
So if you're Liberty, you have to like that. You got the ball back quickly. A 3 and out. Snap to Thompson. Of a very high kick. See what kind of bounce this one takes. And it takes a good roll at the 15, inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. And it will be blown dead right there at the 14-yard line. So he gets 45 on the kick and pins Liberty back. Again, at their own 14-yard line. So still 10-0 our score here in this regional quarterfinal matchup at Coffman High School. Last night of the higher seeds playing at home in the OHSAA football championships. Next week, everybody goes to neutral sites. They'll empty the backfield for Andrew Leonard, who goes back to throw. Has some time, flares at far side. Struck makes the helmet high catch. Starts up the sideline across the 20-yard line and is dropped.
Andrew Leonard pass is completed to number 33, Jake Struck. He was stopped by number 7,
out near the
Beckman.
25 and got to the 25, so it is good enough for a first down to pick up on 11. That ball hung in the air for a long time getting over to Struck, but he was able to catch it and then use his speed to get up the sideline. Again, they'll put 3 wides to the near side. Leonard to throw again. Far side. Pass is called. This is Moulton. Sidesteps one defender across the 30. The ball comes free after Moulton goes down, and Coffman may have come away with it. They did. The Rocks come away with a fumble. Moulton lost the football and was knocked down. Preston Phillips, the free safety, recovered the fumble. And just when it looked like Liberty was getting something going offensively, the first turnover of the night. And the ball recovered by Preston Phillips of Coffman at the 35 of Liberty.
Rocks at the 35-yard line.
So a big break right there. Moulton had started to move upfield after making the catch, and when he took the shot, the ball just squirted free. So Coffman will send the offense back onto the field, and again in very good field position at the Liberty 35-yard line. Hart with David White off to his right. Will hand off to White. Stutter steps his way through a small hole, and from the 35 gets to the 34, picked up just a yard.
Second down, 9 yards to go.
One of the things that Garrett Stokes talked about in previewing this game, winning the turnover battle, saying this year when they win the turnover battle, they are 6-0 this year. And that was the first miscue of this game tonight. Liberty coughing the football up. Handoff goes, it's a fake. It's Hart, the quarterback, keeping the football. And
the ball carrier.
Hart to the 29-yard line, a pickup of 5. So a third down upcoming.
Brings up third down.
Scoring in this game, a 13-yard touchdown pass at the 10:32 mark of quarter number 2 from Hart to Losi. And then as the half came to an end, Matt Schramm booted a 28-yard field goal for Coffman. And that's where we stand right now with the score 10-0. Third down and 4. Valerio Hudson comes in motion to the near side. Hart takes a snap, will roll to the near side to throw, tries to sidestep one defender, and dives ahead and did not get the first down. He needed to get to the 25 of Liberty and was brought down to 26.
Depending on the play, number 55, Bailey Byard. Correction, 56, Brody Chapman, and number 75, Jacob Buros. It's going to bring up fourth down.
So fourth down upcoming. 4th and 1 as we roll to the 4-minute mark of this third period. Garen Stokes had a 4th down and 1 a short time ago, elected to punt the football. And now with the ball much deeper into Liberty territory, looks like he's going to try and play here on 4th down and 1. They need to get to the Liberty 25. The ball's at the 26. High snap, Hart takes it, follows White to the right, spins ahead, and that extra effort might have saved him right there. It looked initially when he was hit he wasn't going to make it, but he spun around and was able with that extra effort to get just to the 25, and it is just, well, let's see here. It is just good enough for a first down. He didn't get it by much. But enough to keep the drive alive, so give that all to Quinn Hart, the quarterback. And at the 3.5-minute mark, the drive stays alive with Coffman moving ahead. Shamrocks with the white helmets and script rocks on either side of the helmet. Hart to throw over the middle. Valerio Hudson makes the catch and is wrapped up immediately after making the catch. Austin Stamp, one of the first Patriots there to make the stop. He got inside the 15 to the 12-yard line, a gain of 14. It's a first down. So first down for Coffman just outside of the 10-yard line. They are in the red zone again tonight. And with the way this game has been played to this juncture and the way the Coffman defense is played, you would almost have to think a touchdown here might be awfully, awfully big in this game. Hart takes the snap, runs straight up the middle of the field to the 5, heads towards the goal line and gets in, touchdown. Quinn Hart with the 13-yard touchdown run. He's got a 13-yard scoring pass and now a 13-yard touchdown run. And the score improves to 16-0 in favor of Dublin Coffman.
Point after number 17, Matt Schramm. The holder, number 12, Quinn Hart. Long snapper, number 54, Josh Ballet.
On to try the extra point, Matt Schramm. 2:40 to go in this third quarter. And again, it is all set up by the fumble. Extra point attempt is up, and it is good. Time out on the field. 2:40 to go, third quarter. Dublin Coffman increases their lead to 17-0 over Olentangy Liberty on Spectrum News 1. 17-0 now the score. Coffman on top of Liberty. The 13-yard touchdown run by Hart. He's had a hand in both touchdowns tonight, a scoring pass, a scoring run. And Liberty will get the football back, but again, their offense has just been stagnant most of the night. Rucker is the deep back, and this kick will sail into the end zone and then roll slowly towards the back line.
Matt Schramm's kick sails into the end zone.
And out to the 20-yard line will come the Liberty Patriots. An offense that put 36 points on the board last week at Findlay has yet to put a marker on the scoreboard tonight. or Liberty, I'm sorry, offensively. Their last game of the season, they beat Orange 21-7 and then 36 last week. But other than that, the only game where they got more than 20 points, you have to go all the way back to that Week 3 loss to Gahanna when they were beaten 46-28. But again, that was a game where they led 28-19 in the fourth quarter. First down and 10 from their own 20. Leonard back to throw. Comes near side, and Struck makes the waist-high catch, turns upfield, and got close to the first down.
Number 33, Jake Struck.
He will be just shy, so it's a gain of 9. Struck, 6'1", 190-pound junior. We're talking about that in the first half. Ryan Shapker's a junior. Struck is a junior. Leonard's a junior. Moulton's a junior. Their offensive line, 3 of the starters up front are juniors. Here's a pass near side. Wilson Roberts with his first catch of the night and trying to spin out of a tackle attempt. Does get the first down.
Number 85, Wilson Roberts.
And a short gain on the catch by Roberts out to the 34. It's a pickup of 5 and a first down.
On the tackle for your Rocks.
Clock rolling, 2:18 to go, quarter number 3. 3 wides to the far side for Liberty as they scrimmage up the near side hash, their own 34-yard line. Leonard again with a clean pocket as he looks to throw, delivers over the middle now, and the pass is caught in a big hit right as the receiver made the catch. That was Evan Nelson who made the catch and got popped right away by Zach Beckman. It is good enough for a first down. The play carries into Coffman territory at the 43. 23 yards on the pitch and catch. And a first down. Leonard to throw. Struck makes the catch far side, works up the sideline in front of his bench, and is escorted out of bounds at the 34-yard line. Pick up a 9, so to bring up a second down and 1 call here. So let's see if offensive coordinator Brent Morrison decides to get a little creative here. They got a second and 1 call, and flags come in.
Flags on the play.
So this is a penalty against the offense.
Penalty is against the Patriots. Still remains second down.
So that'll push them back 5 to the 39-yard line. Procedure call. So second down call coming now. They need to get to the Coffman 33 for a first down. 3 wides to the near side. Fake to Shapker. Back to throw Leonard. Looking long over the middle now for Nelson. The pass is incomplete, but there's a penalty flag down.
Andrew Leonard's pass was intended for number 1, Evan Nelson. There are penalty flags on the play.
Zach Beckman was back on coverage.
You already had the flag out. Bad call.
Penalty was.
So pass interference is the call against Coffman. So the football will be marched ahead to the 24-yard line.
The ball is spotted on the Rocks 24-yard line.
So a first down for Liberty with 98 seconds left in this third quarter, and Coffman leading 17-0. Struck starts in motion. Leonard back to throw, looks that way, still looking. Protection breaks down. Leonard hit in the backfield, tries to wiggle out of a tackle attempt, does. Moves ahead with the football and is finally brought down. Still lose a couple of yards. He did all he could to keep that play alive. Did Leonard finally running him down for Coffman that time was Mason Perrell, the 6'4", 215-pound freshman playing at that defensive line spot tonight again with Demetrius John out of the game. Second down and 12. Ball back at the 26-yard line, loss of 2. Leonard again to throw, far side, and making the catch, and then straddling the sideline before stepping out of bounds was Toby Gage. Play gained a half dozen to the 20. 1 minute to go in the third quarter, rather. It is 17-0 in favor of Dublin Coffman. Third down and 5. Leonard is back to throw, has all kinds of time in the pocket, fires towards Struck, and the pass is incomplete. Struck was back there battling for that pass. On coverage with him was Zachary Ansbach, who's been involved in a lot of plays here in the second half.
Zachary Ansbach.
So that'll bring up 4th down and 5 with under a minute to go in the half. 54 seconds left. So Liberty really with no choice here but to play. Down 17-0. Facing a 4th down and 5 at the Coffman 20. Leonard goes back to throw. Steps up into the pocket. Looks. Sets. Delivers. Fires over the middle. The pass is caught. This is Struck. Breaks free and bullies towards the end zone and gets in. Touchdown. On 4th and 5 from 20 yards out. Leonard to Jake Struck, who made the catch and then just bowled over a couple of defenders and works into the end zone for the first Liberty points of the night. With 46 seconds left in the quarter, and Olentangy Liberty gets on the board.
Number 21, Tyler Thornton. Long snapper, number 55, Bailey Bird.
The 20-yard scoring pass. Brandon Scanlon, 17 of 19 on the season for the extra point. This kick is up, and it is good. Timing on the field, 46 seconds left. Here in the third quarter, Olentangy Liberty on the board for the first time tonight. 17-7. Kaufman leads Olentangy Liberty. This is Spectrum News 1. So Liberty on 4th down and 5 gets in the end zone. And Scanlon will get set to kick the football away. Amari Valerio Hudson standing to the near side hash. To the far side hash is Braden Scholl. 17-7 is now our score. Scanlon approaches the football. And this one will sail into the end zone.
Braden Scannion's kick sails into the end zone.
And with 46 seconds left in the half,
20-yard line.
Dublin Kaufman's offense will come back onto the field. I mentioned after Coffman had scored to go up 17-0, that would look to have been a big part of this game, but give Liberty credit. Back down the field, helped out by a pass interference call. And then on 4th down and 5, able to convert on the scoring toss. Leonard bought some time to keep that play alive. Coffman, 1st down and 10. This is David White. And he moves ahead for a short gain.
23, David White, your rock
Charles
ball
Donahue
carrier.
hit him in the backfield and slowed him down, allowed help to arrive.
He was tackled by number 42,
And that
Charles
will
Donahue.
do it for the third quarter as White picks up 3 yards out to the 23. We go to the fourth quarter of this Division I Region 2 quarterfinal game. It is Dublin Kaufman 17, Olentangy Liberty 7. You're watching the high school football playoffs on Spectrum News 1. Welcome back to Kaufman High School. We go to the fourth quarter with Dublin Kaufman on top 17-7. I'm Marty Bannister. Roger Eaton is our ace cameraman this evening. Great to have you with us for this quarterfinal matchup. Kaufman with the first play of quarter number 4. It's the quarterback Quinn Hart. And from his 23-yard line,
Rocks ball carrier.
works out to the 25-yard line, a gain of just a couple. Boy, the yards have been hard to come by in the middle of the field. So that'll bring up a 3rd down and 7 for Kaufman. Again, out of the shotgun formation, White to the left of the quarterback, Hart. He'll fake. Hart rolls to the near side, sets, hoists this one way into the air to the near side, and just basically threw this one away.
Quinn Hart's pass is incomplete.
So that'll bring up 4th down, and once again, the Kaufman punt unit comes back onto the field. A.Z. Thompson.
Back deep for the Patriots, number 2, Toby Gage.
Tell you, if you're Olentangy Liberty, with the way this game has gone, 11-13 to play, you're getting the ball back. You're only down by 10 points. An impressive drive the last time they had the ball, again, converting on a 4th down, and also, again, helped out by that pass interference call. But you got to think, if they're able to get a somewhat relatively quick score here,
there was a penalty flag on
they called intentional grounding on Quinn Hart.
The penalty will be assessed against the Rocks.
Pickering and Central, Upper Arlington, they're tied at 7. That game's in the third quarter. Not too far from here at Marv Moorhead Stadium at Upper Arlington. That game you would have to figure would be a lot like this one, just a very hard-fought, I'll punch you, you punch me type football game. And this one has evolved into that as well, too. From the end zone, A.Z. Thompson. So that penalty helps out Liberty a great deal. They might get decent field position here. Thompson gets off the kick. Line of scrimmage to 13. This is a good punt, though. Takes a roll at the 30 and goes out of bounds. How about the leg of A.Z. Thompson right there?
A.Z. Thompson.
That punt rolls out of bounds at the 20-yard line.
First and 10, Liberty.
67-yard boot right there with the roll. So the offense of Liberty will start this drive at their own 20. And Thompson just got every bit of that one. And got a great roll on it as well, too. So with 11:04 to go in the game, Liberty's offense will start down 17-7. They put 3 wides to the near side for the junior quarterback Andrew Leonard, who's back to throw. Looks, will keep the football now and run to the far side of the field, and is knocked down as he got across the 25-yard line. Frankie Wilkins over there to make the stop for Dublin Coffman.
He was tackled by number 22, Zachary Onspot, and number 90, Frankie
Play
Wilkins.
picked up a half dozen out to the 26.
Second down.
Second down and 4 upcoming for Liberty. Again, 3 wides. Taking 2 wides now to the near side, 2 to the far side. And Shapter in the backfield. Leonard goes back to throw. They set up a little bubble screen to the far side, and the pass
Andrew Leonard's pass completed to
was
number
caught
85,
by Wilson Roberts. But it is
He was tackled
a
by
very
number
short
5,
gain.
Losi. Brings up third down.
In fact, it got just a gain out to the 27, a gain of a yard. So quickly, Liberty facing a third down. 3rd and 3. Now they have 3 wides flanked to the near side. They empty the backfield for the quarterback Leonard, who goes back to throw, fires the pass through the hands of Evan Nelson, who had it at the 35-yard line. It would have been good enough for a first down, but he just could not hang on to it. And so now John Stansbury in a tough situation here. They're going to have to kick the football at their own 27-yard line. And the Coffman defense does its job. They get a quick 3 and out.
Dropping back deep for your Rocks.
And Valerio Hudson will drop back to his 39-yard line to await the punt of Gino Sakaj.
Number 17, Gino Sakaj.
Sakaj will roll to the right to boot the football. It's a very high kick, not a lot of distance to it. And it will take a Coffman roll at the 47 and is down right there. So a 26-yard kick.
Gino Sakaj punches down on the 47-yard line. First and 10, Rocks.
Coffman will put the offense back on the field at the 47-yard line. 10:01 to go in the game. We're in the fourth quarter. 17-7. Coffman leading Olentangy Liberty, the 14th seed Liberty. One of 3 14 seeds to win games last week in the opening round of the playoffs. The number 1 seeds went 16-0 last week. The number 2 seeds went 25-3. Hart to throw. Near side. Valerio Hudson makes the catch. And we'll get just a yard, maybe 2, on that little swing to the near side. Liberty had that one well defensed. Austin Stamp was one of the first defenders to get over there. So the play gain is just 2 out to the 49-yard line. They'll flank Harrison to the far side. Move White out that way as well, too. Garrett Stokes in his high school days was a very productive quarterback at Urbana High School. Played collegiately at Urbana University, then transferred down to Wittenberg and played a couple of years there for Joe Fincham at Wittenberg. Hart takes a snap, runs straight at the middle of the field. Is hit by a number of defenders as he just got into Liberty territory. It's shy of the first down. Cameron Cole, junior linebacker, one of the first in on the stop. I had a chance to call a number of the games that Garrett Stokes called in high school, and then while he was at Wittenberg, he was part of a Urbana offense that was a very high-powered offense. Stokes was a left-handed quarterback. They did a lot of things offensively. Threw the ball around a lot. Ball at the 47. 3rd down and 4. 8.5 to go in the game. Hart takes the snap himself, runs straight ahead, and does not get the first down. In fact, he was being pulled backwards by Jacob Barrows as he got to the 45. So it is a couple of yards shy, and the field position battle continues as once again A.Z. Thompson will come on to punt the football away.
Back deep for the Patriots.
Upper Arlington just missed a field goal with 47 seconds left in the third quarter. That game remains tied 7-7. Upper Arlington and Pickering Central tonight. 4th down and 2. Thompson punting from his 45. His kick will take a bounce at the 10, then turn back upfield and die at the 13-yard line. So 32 yards on the kick. And again, Liberty will start deep in its own end of the field. Now 7:32 to go in the game.
A.Z. Thompson's punt down on the 12-yard line.
And that's where
1st
the
and 10,
Liberty offense will come onto the field, their own 13-yard line. Down by 10 points at 17-7. Again, the winner of this game meets the winner of the game between Olentangy Berlin and Perrysburg. Perrysburg 8-3. And Olentangy Berlin at 10-1. 3 wides to the near side for Andrew Leonard, who goes back to throw. He'll have to tuck the football and run as the protection breaks down, and he's tripped up from behind at the last moment.
12,
as he started to speed ahead, Frankie Wilkins at the last moment was able to knock him down as he started ahead out to the 18-yard line. He picks up 5. 2nd down and 5. Again, they'll flank 3 wides to the near side. We approach the 7-minute mark. 7 minutes to go in the game. 17-7 Coffman. Leonard to throw, far side. Pass is called by Wilson Roberts, who makes a right turn and goes out of bounds after making the catch. At the 25, it's a gain of 7 and a first down.
That play did result in a Patriot first down.
Wilson Roberts entered the night with 37 catches. Had 1 catch last week at Findlay, and it was good for a touchdown. 1st and 10 out to the 25. Shapker in the backfield. He's off to the left of the quarterback. Struck is in a slot to the near side, along with Gage. 2 wides to the far side for Liberty. Leonard goes back to throw. Has some time in the pocket. Looks left, looks right. Now we'll have to tuck the football and run it. He's got some running room. Out across the 35. Dives to the 40. He's got a first down. And is brought down. Chased down by Armando Campo at the 40. It's a pickup of 15 and a first down.
Number 6, Preston Phillips.
6:42 to go in the game. Clock continues to roll.
From the 40-yard line.
And Liberty moving out near the midfield stripe, and flags come
Penalty
in.
flags on the play.
May have had a substitution penalty here against Coffman. They had people running in and off the field. In fact, it's a false start against the offense, so that'll push them back 5.
Still remains first down.
6.5 to go in the game. Clock is rolling. Two wides to the near side, 2 to the far side for Liberty. Andrew Leonard again is back to throw. Steps up into the pocket, zips it in over the middle, and the pass is caught by Evan Nelson. Got bumped off balance, kept his balance, moved ahead for another yard. A flag comes in after the play. Pass play carried to the 44 of Coffman. It's a pickup of 21 yards. But let's see what the penalty flag is about. And the referee tonight is Chris Baker. Always amuses me when you hear people say the referees don't know what they're doing, or the referee's this, the referee's that. There's only one referee on the field. Everyone else, umpire, center judge, line judge, as a group, they're officials. Discussion still going on. I wonder if this is a targeting discussion right here. It is a lengthy discussion nonetheless. And they're going to wave off the flag. That was obviously part of the discussion as well, too. So the ball at the 44-yard line. Nonetheless, it is a Liberty first down as the clock again starts to spin, and we are halfway through the fourth quarter. Leonard's back to throw. He'll again fire ahead. Wilson Roberts makes the catch at the 30 and stretches ahead to the 28-yard line to pick up a 16.
On the tackle for your Rocks, number 22,
Zachary Anspaugh make another tackle. He's had a number of tackles here in this second half. Liberty moving. They're into Coffman territory. Leonard again back to throw. Will step up into the pocket. Now he's going to run with the football, and he will angle out of bounds far side. Being chased over there by Brandon Jenkins.
Leonard, the Patriot ball carrier.
Leonard carried to the 22-yard line, picked up a half dozen, stopping the clock with 5:42 to go in the game.
The ball is spotted on the Rocks 22-yard line.
Liberty will not huddle. They'll just go straight to the line of scrimmage. 17-7 is the score, Coffman. But Liberty trying to get closer as they move down the field. They're in Coffman territory at the 22. Leonard takes a snap and rolls to throw. Now we'll reverse field and keep the football and run. He's to the 20, he's to the far side 15, and we'll pick up the first down and run out of bounds.
Number 12, Andrew Leonard, the Patriot ball carrier.
Picked up 7 to the 15-yard line. First down Liberty, stopping the clock with 5:34 to go in the game.
First down Patriots from the 15-yard line.
They start the fourth quarter at Upper Arlington. Golden Bears and the Pickerington Central Tigers tied at 7. Here, 5:34 to go in the game. 17-7 Coffman, but Liberty on the move. They're at the Shamrocks 15-yard line. Leonard to throw far side. Roberts makes the catch, has a wall of blockers at the 5, and he will dive into the end zone. Touchdown.
Touchdown, Patriots.
Wilson Roberts from 15 yards out. They set that play up so well to the far side. When Roberts made the catch, he had 3 guys blocking for him ahead, and he easily got into the end zone for the score. And Olentangy Liberty at the 5:28 mark has cut the lead to 17-13. Second touchdown pass of the night for Andrew Leonard. This one from 15 yards out. Brandon Scanlon on for the extra point. Snap is good. Hold is good. The kick is airborne. And the kick is good.
Brandon Scanlon's point after is good. Your Rocks 17. The Patriots.
So with 5:28 to go in the game, it is 17-14 now. Dublin Coffman leads Olentangy Liberty. We'll step aside for a quick timeout on Spectrum News 1. 5:28 to go in the game. Olentangy Liberty has cut the Coffman lead to 3, 17-14. Brandon Scanlon on to kick the football away. Very high kick, very short kick, one of the few returnable kicks of the night. This is Valerio Hudson for Coffman, and he is knocked down as he started just across the 20. Ryan Shapker racing down to make the tackle for Liberty. And the momentum certainly has flipped to the far side of the field right now.
Tackled by number 25, Ryan Shapker.
So the Liberty defense will try to get a quick 3 and out and get the football back. With 5:23 left in the game. And again, John Sansbury talked about it earlier in the week. Just make it a game in the fourth quarter. Give us a chance. That's all we're asking. And that's where his team finds itself. Down 17-14 after trailing 17-0. Hart looks to throw. Fakes the give to White. Now will roll to the far side with the football. And is brought down as he started ahead. Bliss Archibald comes up to slow his progress down at the 27-yard line. A pickup of 5. So a 2nd down and 5 call upcoming as we hit the 5-minute mark. Dublin Coffman 17, Olentangy Liberty 14. Temperature has dropped as the night has gone along. The American flag off to our left, blowing straight out in the breeze from south to north. Just your typical football Friday night in Central Ohio. White off to the left of the quarterback, Hart. And they're utilizing as much clock as they can here right now. Hart takes the snap, will follow White to the near side. And is brought down shy. Well, he got close to it. In fact, I think he did get it. He did get the 1st down. Looked for a moment as if he was not going to get past where he needed to go, but he gets out to the 33-yard line, a gain of a half dozen, and it is just good enough for a 1st down.
From the 32-yard line.
So out to the 33. As the clock continues to roll to the 4:15 mark. Again, 17-14, Coffman with the lead. Chris Manu's in the game now at left tackle spot. We were wondering whether we would see much of him tonight. 6'3", 260-pound senior. Garen Stokes saying prior to the game we weren't really sure what we would get out of him tonight. And in crunch time, he's on the field right now for the Shamrock offense. Handoff goes to White. He works to the left side and is grabbed from behind and brought down as he started ahead. Bailey Bird, junior defensive lineman, in on the stop as White gets out to the 39-yard line. 2nd down upcoming for this offense. 2nd down and 4. And the ball out to the 39. 3:20 to go in the game. Coffman's lead at 17-14. Play clock's down to 8. Shamrocks have all their timeouts left, as do the Liberty Patriots. Hart takes the snap, runs straight up the middle, and right into the pile. And down he goes. At the 40. Got a yard. So we'll see maybe if John Sansbury elects to take a timeout here. Clock continuing to roll, 2:53 left in the game.
On the tackle for the Patriots.
And it will bring up a 3rd down and 3 call. 2:42 to go. Each team again 3 timeouts left. Kind of wondered maybe if Liberty might have taken a timeout there. Clock continues to roll. 10 seconds left on the play clock. A lot of time working off of this possession right here. 2 wides to the far side. Double reverse. Handoff goes to Valerio Hudson. 1st down, and that's a big one right there. They gave the ball to David White, and Valerio Hudson came in motion towards him. Valerio Hudson took the toss from David White and runs across the 45 out to the 47-yard line for a 1st down. And a timeout called now by, I'm assuming, Liberty with 2:08 to go in the game. Ball's out to the 47-yard line. No official signal yet, but I would have to think that was a Dublin Coffman timeout. Okay. Coffman looking for its 9th win of the season. That would once again send them into the regional semifinals. And again, a date next week with either Olentangy, Berlin, or Perrysburg. And again, at a site to be determined. Again, everything goes to neutral sites from here on out. They put 6 seconds back on the clock. 2:14 left in the game.
1st and 10. Rocks from the 47.
A 1st down and 10 upcoming for Dublin Coffman. That was a big conversion there a moment ago. That double handoff. 2 wides to the far side. David White off to the right of the quarterback, Quinn Hart. who will follow White to the right side. He'll turn up and run. Gets into Liberty territory across the midfield stripe to the 45-yard line.
Tackled by number 37.
Pickup of 8. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 2.
Timeout, Patriots.
And Olentangy Liberty will use a timeout. Again, stopping the clock with 2:08 to go in the game. 17-14 is the lead for Dublin Coffman. At the half, Liberty had just 80 yards of offense. They did not dent the scoreboard in that first half, but have gone to board twice here in the second half on touchdown passes of 20 yards. That was on 4th down from Leonard to Struck, and then a 15-yarder from Leonard to Wilson Roberts. So a 2nd down and 2 upcoming. They earlier credited the timeout on the scoreboard to the wrong side. It was called by Liberty, so they now have 1 timeout left. And the Dublin Coffman Shamrocks had a full allotment of 3. I find it a little surprising that Coffman would call a timeout, and they didn't. Hart takes a snap, runs ahead, and has the 1st down. And that should pretty much seal it. Liberty can stop the clock just one more time as Hart powers to the 40-yard line. Jacob Barrows on the stop, and
timeout, Liberty.
Liberty will have to burn their final ability to stop the clock with 1:58 left. So that should pretty much seal the deal. It's a 1st and 10. Again, with 1:58 left, Liberty now cannot stop the clock. And Coffman looking for the season sweep. But I will say this, if Liberty does lose this game, there's a lot to like about this program next year. John Sansbury in his first year, even though they look likely to finish at 4-8. There's a lot of talent coming back next year on both sides of the ball. And you would have to think they are certainly going to be a factor next season in the OCC Central Division race. John Sansbury's a Liberty guy. He played there, coached there under Steve Hale. 2:03 left. Coffman in the bunch formation. Hart takes the football, sweeps to the near side, picks up a couple of yards, and now it's just simply down a case of just running off the remaining seconds on the clock.
Number 37, Luke Mulder.
And Dublin Coffman will advance to the regional semifinals.
It's going to bring up 2nd down.
A 2nd down and 8, 1:40 left in the game. This game was 10-0 at the half in favor of Coffman. Shamrocks increased the lead to 17-0 in the 3rd quarter when Quinn Hart ran the football in from 13 yards out, capping off a 6-play, 35-yard scoring drive. But then back-to-back Liberty scores cut it to 17-14. But a big conversion on 3rd down when they went with a double handoff, and it worked to perfection for Coffman. Valerio Hudson picking up the 1st down. And here's Hart again to the 35-yard line. That'll bring up a 3rd down.
It's going to bring up 3rd down.
Clock continuing to roll, under a minute to go in the game. Dublin Coffman, a 3rd down and 3. And a team that, as Garen Stokes would tell you, has been beat up this season. They have suffered a number of injuries. Again, playing without Demetrius John tonight on the defensive side of the ball. No Sam Maloney tonight. Chris Manu playing tonight, but they weren't sure how much they were going to get out of him.
Timeout.
And now Coffman will call the timeout with 30 seconds left. They were starting to celebrate, maybe a little too much for Garen Stokes' liking. So with 30 seconds left, they just need to snap the football one more time and they will move on. And again, the winner of the Olentangy Berlin Perrysburg game is what is next for the winner of this game, which looks likely to be Coffman. And Dublin Coffman looking to advance and pick up their 9th win of the season. One more snap. Hart takes it, turns, tosses the football high into the air, and that will do it. And the Shamrocks of Dublin Coffman are moving on to the regional semifinals next week, as they will get the winner of the game between Olentangy Berlin and Perrysburg. And with the victory, Coffman improves to 9-3 on the season, and Olentangy Liberty will see its season come to an end with 4 wins and 8 losses on the season. So congratulations to Garrett Stokes and Dublin Coffman. The Shamrocks are moving on with a win here tonight, again by the final of 17-14. A rematch with their Central Division rivals from Olentangy Liberty. And Liberty made it close. They battled back in the second half of this game. Again, after it sure looked like being down 17-0 would seal the deal in this one. But they roared back, and if they could have come up with a stop, you have to wonder how this game may have played itself out. But that double handoff ended up being a big, big play in this game, and a conversion for a first down. Again, the final score tonight here at Coffman High School, Dublin Coffman 17 and Olentangy Liberty 14. For Roger Eaton, I'm Marty Bannister, and thank you to all the folks here at Coffman for their hospitality as always. We appreciate it. Again, the final score, Dublin Coffman 17, Olentangy Liberty 14. So long, everyone, for Spectrum News 1.